Master Ken here with a special message for AJ. I understand you have a DIY channel on YouTube that is a do-it-yourself kind of thing, apparently very popular, and you are also a physician. You didn't specify if those two things are related. Are you teaching people how to be their own physicians? Do you DIY when you have a medical issue? If so, we have that in common. I almost never go to the doctor. And in fact, one of the things that I pride myself on is being able to repair my students or opponents so that I can fight them again. Otherwise, the turnover is just ridiculous. I can't be injuring people and then trying to get new people all the time. I used to do that. It took up too much time. So now I just work on repairing the bodies of my opponents or my students so that I can hurt them again in an hour or a day or a week or a year. So, for instance, a couple of times, I have had to repair eardrums. Somebody comes up to me in an aggressive manner and I do what's called a blowhole, where I take my lips and I seal it on the ear and I go, okay? What that does is immediately pushes the eardrum into the center of the skull, so they can't hear anything. And if it's not corrected, they will be deaf for the rest of their life. So then you just have to do a sucking kind of motion to put it back in place. Okay? Sometimes you have to suck a couple of times. If you suck too hard, you'll end up with the eardrum in your mouth. And then that's a little awkward because then you have to take it out and sort of just work it back into where it belongs. Same thing with the eye gouge. Gouging the eye, getting it out of the skull is pretty easy. What a lot of people don't realize is it's going to be connected by the optic nerve. It's like a piece of spaghetti attached to a meatball. So it'll just hang and dangle there, right? So you can't just sort of shove it back in because a lot of times the optic nerve gets caught in the eye cavity. So a lot of times what you have to do is reach up into the body, usually through the anus hole, reaching up all the way until your hand is like at skull level and you can feel the other end of the optic nerve, and then you just sort of reel it in, kind of like a fishing pole. You sort of reel the eye in, pull it into place, and then let go of the optic nerve, and then, wash your hand afterwards. As far as groin removal, when you remove the groin, the only way to put that back on somebody is to have them eat it. You remove the groin, force them to swallow it. They have to swallow it whole. They can't chew it. Otherwise, when it does grow back, it'll be all weird. But if they are able to swallow it whole, it will work its way back down to the groin area. And if you give it 2-3 weeks, it will be back there. Anyway, I'm Master Ken. Good luck on your DIY channel. Remember, always re-stomp that groin.